Hi there. My name is Abil Beckford, and this is the latest episode of the One Problem podcast. There are tons of problems in the world, but we don't want to get overwhelmed. We're going to focus on one problem. Today, my special guest is Angela Payne. She is the founder of Lead HR, an HR consulting organization. I met her maybe 6 months or more on LinkedIn, and we really hit it off. Over to you, Angela.
Hi, Bill. Thank you for having me. It's so nice to be able to talk to your viewers today. So yes, the one problem that we focus on. So at Lead HR, we really focus on helping leaders show up better and help them lead well through emotional intelligence. And, emotional intelligence is one of the topics that, and one of the skills that, all leaders need to have. And it is a skill. So it's something that people can develop over time. They can learn the skills. Not like you're born with emotional intelligence or you're not born with emotional intelligence. Rather, there's competencies that live inside of emotional intelligence that you can practice and work on. So those would include things like your assertiveness, your ability to manage stress or stress tolerance, optimism, empathy. And you see that leaders around the world need to be really working on many of these over time. And so people come to work in order to work for great bosses. And some of the work that we do is about helping them grow those skills. So if you look at a skill like, for example, assertiveness or competency like assertiveness, there are several ways that leaders can think about if they're actually, being able to be assertive. It's really the space between being able to express yourself, your needs, and also being able to understand others' needs. And so this ability to say what you need to say is the crux of assertiveness. And so a way to do this and think about this is you could start with what we call the ABCDs of assertiveness, which is I feel, and then you speak your truth or share the impact of whatever the person is making you feel. So I feel, that was upsetting me because of, which is B, your trigger or the stimulus or whatever that was. And then you could go to C, which is what I'd like to see is, or what I would like to be different would be, and explain what that is. And then invite them to share back to you so that you can ensure that you've got them in the conversation, which is D, how do you feel when I say that? Or what is your perspective? Really to invite dialogue by asking them about their perspective. It's a quick tool to be able to, say what needs to be said while also then inviting dialogue and asking the person for their perspective so that you can have a great exchange. Another one is thinking about perhaps, ways that you can manage your stress or your stress tolerance. And so, again, this is one that, many leaders sometimes can struggle with, really how to, self-care, how to make sure that they're in a good place in order to be good for the people that they lead. And so a couple of the things that we, teach around stress tolerance is really to take the time, to self-care, whether that's, exercise or meditation, and lots of these things are, ways to do that. But another way to do that is think about building a ritual, and especially if you're working from home, or you've got, work from home and work at home. So these lines are completely blurred for you. So the way to be able to perhaps manage that stress of work and that to be able to show up as a good leader is to build a ritual into your day. So some of our clients have built rituals like, being deliberate about how you transition from your workspace to your home space, before, like me, I had the drive home, which was almost an hour that would take me to get home. And so that would be a way that I could, manage my stress, reflect on my day, all these kinds of things. Now, that's a minute from my kitchen. And so certainly I need to now build rituals into my day to help me manage that. And that means for me that I'm very deliberate about, perhaps taking off my shoes, going to get a coffee, taking 5 minutes before I just transition into, I don't know, making dinner or, talking to my kids. And so that's a way when you build in a deliberate ritual to help your mind switch from one thing to another so that you can leave your work at work and you can hopefully help be present in the moment in your personal life. So those are two ways to really work on the competencies of emotional intelligence, one being assertiveness, the other one being stress tolerance. Hopefully that was helpful.
Yeah, this was very helpful. And it made me think, because the solutions are so simple and it's easy for you to intentionally incorporate into your day and your work, especially the idea of transitioning from work to home, even though you're in the same space. And I like the idea of having rituals.
Yes, yes. Well, hopefully you can, people can practice a couple of those. Mindfulness and being self-aware of them is really one additional competency of emotional intelligence. So it's a way to start there and then be deliberate in the way that you actually action those.
Thank you so much, Angela. This has been wonderful.